For as long as I could remember, I have been attending the same church with the same congregation, praying with the same minister, and listening to the same liturgical music. Although this may seem repetitive and boring, I feel comfort in this sense of uniformity. As I condense my thoughts after a semester long of learning about the liturgy, I realize how I've now come to terms with what I truly believe. I appreciate my roots and the values embedded in my soul, for which I have my church and community to thank for. Starting at a young age, my parents would make it a weekly routine to take my older brother and I to Mass on Sunday mornings. At age 5, I was attending religious education classes. By 8, I was participating in the children's masses. By 11, I was training to be an altar server. And finally, by age 17, I was teaching religious education classes of my own. Through the years, I participated in sports through the Catholic Youth Organization and created bonds with my teammates and their families. I was intensely devoted to the Holy Rosary Church of Hawthorne, New York, and if it wasn't for that, I would not have been able to create such a strong connection with God. As a child, it all didn't make sense to me much, the Paschal Mystery, and why it was so important to follow Jesus' teachings. But through each activity I participated in, it made more and more sense. Of course, religious education taught me the stories, the prayers, and the saints, but the youth organizations taught me about relationships and what it means to be a community. I feel blessed to feel as comfortable as I do at my home parish because it has taught me more than a textbook ever could. My faith is an extremely vital part of who I am, which is partially why I chose to attend a Catholic university. One instance here at Manhattan College where I truly felt connected to my Catholic values was a Sunday evening at Mass when the choir sang "You Raise Me Up" by Josh Groban. Although this is not a psalm or particularly a holy song, it spoke volumes to me. I felt transcendence within me in that moment as the soloist belted one of Josh Groban's most touching pieces. After this moving experience, I began paying more and more attention to musical pieces and consciously chose Catholic music and its Mass for a religion requirement. I am also thankful for my experience studying abroad in Paris, where I took a religion course. Each day was a new exploration for me. From visiting Chartres to Sainte-Chapelle to even attending Sunday Mass at Notre Dame, it was all such a moving experience. During the Mass at Notre Dame, the readings were read in French and the music was in Latin, so naturally I was not very comfortable in this setting. The following semester I took another religion course, Catholic music and its Mass. For the assigned field studies, it opened my eyes to different forms of Christian service. One instance was during the Marble Collegiate study. I sat next to an older lady who was intensely active in the Mass. She kept informing me about the Mass itself as she took notes, which inspired me to take notes as well. She was singing from the book and pointed to me what page the music was on, and even gave me a printout of the reading from Matthew 26, which she definitely printed on her own. I took notes on the sermon and about how quickly humans are to judge each other, which can at times make us misunderstand other people's true intentions. He emphasized that we should not be so quick to judge, for we must remind ourselves this is someone Jesus died for. And clearly, this stuck in my head. After hearing this sermon, I made the connection with how much my parish means to me. Once you build a strong relationship with the members of your parish, you feel like you are at home and in a judgment-free zone. I think this makes for an easier transcendence process when you are in a naturally safe and comforting place. As you can see, comfort is extremely valuable to me when it comes to the liturgy. About a year ago, I took prayer very seriously when I found out my best friend was sick and in the hospital for several weeks. Luckily, through prayer, I felt very secure in my home parish and felt my prayers had been answered. I'm very grateful for the connections I have made at Holy Rosary Church, for it is responsible for shaping some of the values instilled in me today.